Once upon a time, in a bustling city, lived a wealthy businessman named Arin. He was known for his introverted nature. Arin avoided social interactions and kept his circle small, limiting his relationships to his business partners. He had no friends, and even his family was kept at a deliberate distance. His life flowed a predictable routine: waking up, dressing sharply, heading to work with his driver Chinedu, and returning to the solitude of his grand home. Despite his reserved demeanor, Arin's sharp business skills made him one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the city. Despite his reserved nature, Arin fell in love with a warm and cheerful woman named Ada. They got married, and their home became a haven of happiness. The couple was soon blessed with a beautiful daughter, Chisom. Ada often brought life to their home with her laughter and affectionate ways. Yet, a lingering curiosity nagged at her. One evening, after dinner, Ada hesitantly approached her husband. "Honey, I need to talk to you," she said. Arin looked up his laptop, his expression neutral but attentive. "What is it?" he asked softly. "We have been married for 3 years now," she began. "But I don't even know your family. I have never seen them here. Do you even have any family at all?" Arin's gaze dropped to the floor. "Yes, I have a family," he admitted after a pause. "But I don't like associating with anyone. That's why I keep my distance." Ada was taken aback, but decided not to press further. It worried her, but chose to respect his boundaries for the sake of their peace. Meanwhile, Chinedu, Arin's driver, had been with him for years, even before Arin got married. Chinedu was the only person Arin interacted with daily outside his business dealings. To Ada, Chinedu was practically family, but Chinedu didn't feel the same way. Coming from a poor background, he harbored resentment. Despite his years of loyalty, he felt unappreciated and unrewarded. He'd watched Arin's wealth grow while his own life remained stagnant, unable to deal with his financial problems. One night, as Chinedu lay on his bed, his bitterness took a dark turn. An evil thought crept into his mind. "I haven't seen anyone visit Oga for years," he mused. "No family, no friends. He's practically on his own. This is the perfect opportunity. If I kill him and his family, no one would ask questions. Then everything he owns will be mine." Chinedu's lips curled into a sinister grin. It's time to enjoy. He spent days plotting his crime, carefully waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Arin remained oblivious to Chinedu's intentions, trusting him completely. One morning, as usual, Arin got ready for work. Ada, heavily pregnant with their second child, stayed home with Chisom, who was on holiday from school. Chinedu's moment had arrived. As Arin approached the car, Chinedu rushed towards him, a knife gleaming in his hand. Arin, caught off guard, had no time to react. Chinedu stabbed him repeatedly until his lifeless body crumpled to the ground. Breathing heavily, Chinedu wiped the blood from his hands and stomped into the house. Ada, hearing the commotion, came out of the kitchen. She froze at the sight of Chinedu, his face twisted in a wicked grin, the knife still in his hands. "Chinedu, what are you doing? Why are you holding a knife?" she asked, her voice trembling with fear. Without answering, He lunged at her, plunging the knife into her chest. Ada collapsed, her eyes wide with shock and disbelief. Chinedu then turned to the little Chisom, who was frozen in terror. The child's innocent eyes pleaded for mercy, but Chinedu's heart had turned to stone. He ended her life as well. Dragging the bodies outside, Chinedu buried them hastily in the backyard. Standing over the fresh graves, he laughed maniacally. "Now it's time to enjoy," he muttered. With Arinze and his family out of the way, Chinedu moved his own family into the mansion. He told everyone that Chinedu had traveled abroad with his family and left him in charge. His deception was easy to maintain, as he had been Arinze's trusted right-hand man for years. Chinedu indulged in a life of luxury, spending Arinze's money recklessly on parties, women, and extravagant gifts for his relatives. He reveled in his new profound wealth, believing he had outsmarted everyone. 5 years passed, and Chinedu continued his charade. But his ill-gotten paradise was about to crumble. One day, Ken, a longtime business partner of Arinze, returned from abroad. Ken had been puzzled by Arinze's sudden silence and unfinished business dealings. Determined to find answers, he traced Arinze's address and visited his elderly mother in the village. "Mama, where is Arinze?" Ken asked concerned. "I haven't seen my son in years," she replied, her voice heavy with sadness. "Please, if you find him, tell him to visit me before I die. I am sensing something is wrong." Ken promised to bring her son home. Tracing Arinze's address, Ken arrived at Arinze's mansion. He was shocked to see Chinedu driving one of Arinze's cars. He recognized him immediately, as he had seen him drive Arinze in one of their meetings years ago. "Where is Arinze?" Ken demanded. Chinedu lied smoothly. Oga traveled abroad with his family. Ken became confused that Arinze never mentioned it, despite them having a business deal. Ken's instincts told him that something was amiss. Chinedu, on the other hand, became insecure. He suspected that Ken must have noticed that he was lying, so he needed to address the situation at once, as he can't afford to be exposed. So he invited Ken inside to talk about it. Ken wasn't still convinced about the story Chinedu told. He sensed a foul play. He accepted Chinedu's invitation to enter the house, but discreetly called the police from his car before driving inside. Inside, Chinedu offered Ken a drink, which she secretly poisoned. Ken, suspicious, refused to drink. Growing impatient, Chinedu called his brothers for backup, but he needed to keep Ken in check until his brothers arrived. He kept telling Ken false story about Arinze, but he sensed that something was fishy and told Chinedu that he needed to leave. But Chinedu didn't allow that. He tried forcefully to strangle Ken, but he was fast. Immediately, Chinedu's brothers came in. Chinedu was relieved. "Just in time, brothers," Chinedu said, laughing out loud. He turned to Ken. "You think I will allow you to expose me after all I've worked for? You are in for something else. You could have minded your business, but no, you wanted to poke nose." He sneered. "Now, you will meet your end, just like them. And yes, say hello to them in hell for me." They rushed Ken. Just then, the police arrived and handcuffed them. Under interrogation, Chinedu initially refused to confess, but after hours of relentless questioning and torture, he broke down and revealed everything. He led the police to the backyard where the remains of Arinze and his family were dug out. The sight of the skeletons brought tears to Ken's eyes. Chinedu and his accomplices were charged with murder and sentenced to life imprisonment with hard labor. Justice was served, but the tragic loss of Arinze and his family remain a haunting reminder of the darkness that envy can breed. Thank you for watching, guys. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share to your loved ones. And please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of our new story. And also share your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you and God bless. Bye.